Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Zikr. Chapter 70, The Ways of Ascent, Surah Al Maarij. A Meccan surah that describes the Day of Judgment, verses 8 to 18. One of the opponents of the Prophet challenged him to hasten the punishment they had been threatened with, verse 1. So the foolishness of the disbelievers in denying the resurrection, verse 6, is exposed. Verses 36 to 44. The people who will be granted the garden are described, verses 22 to 35. The title is a reference to the paths through which angels ascend to God, mentioned in verse 3 to 4. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of God, the Lord of mercy, the giver of mercy. A man mockingly demanded a punishment that is certainly coming to the disbelievers. None can deflect it from God, the Lord of the ways of ascent, by which the angels and the Spirit ascend to him. A man mockingly demanded a punishment that is certainly coming to the disbelievers. None can deflect it from God, the Lord of the ways of ascent, by which the angels and the Spirit ascend to him, on a day whose length is 50,000 years. So be patient, Prophet, as befits you. The disbelievers think it is distant, but we know it to be close, on a day when the heavens will be like molten copper, and the mountains like tufts of wool, when no friend will ask about his friend, even when they are within sight of one another. The guilty person will wish he could save himself from the suffering of that day by sacrificing his sons, his spouse, his brother, his kinsfolk, who gave him shelter, and everyone on earth, if it could save him. But no, there is a raging flame that strips away the skin, and it will claim everyone who rejects the truth, turns away, amasses wealth, and hoards it. Man was truly created anxious. He is fretful when misfortune touches him, but tight-fisted when good fortune comes his way. Not so those who pray and are constant in their prayers, who give a due share of their wealth to beggars and the deprived, who believe in the day of judgment and fear the punishment of the Lord. The punishment of the Lord is not something to feel safe from, who guard their chastity from all but their spouses or their slave girls. They are not to blame. But those whose desires exceed this limit are truly transgressors, who are faithful to their trusts and their pledges, who give honest testimony and are steadfast in their prayers. They will be honored in gardens of bliss. What is wrong with the disbelievers? Why do they rush to peer at you, Prophet, from right and left in crowds? Does every one of them expect to enter a garden of bliss? No, we created them from the substance they know, and by the Lord of every sunrise and sunset, we have the power to substitute for them others better than they are. Nothing can prevent us from doing this. So leave them to wallow and play in idle talk until they come face to face with their promised day, the day they will rush out of their graves as if rallying to a flag, eyes downcast and covered in shame. That is the day of which they are warned. Ameen. Sadaqallahu al-Azim.